Welcome to the second video of the Semantic HTML5 project. So we are making this website. So I saw you guys on the previous video, but we already created our HTML. So on this video, I'm gonna show you guys the CSS that's I'm gonna add it on this video. Sorry, on this project. So here is the HTML we already created, and I also have added the asset folder. And inside the asset folder, I have here a couple of images that we will use for this project. So let's create another folder called CSS, not inside the asset, should be here. So let's create another folder called CSS, and inside the CSS, let's create a file called style. So we will point it out the link to that style. So I already pointed out the link to that CSS file. So by using the link tag, rel is style sheet, and the reference I give it to dot slash css and the style. So now it's pointing to this. So I also added the link to all other pages: about us, contact us, and index.html. All has these links is pointed out. So now we can write our css on this project, so in this file. So let's add a css. The first thing we're going to add is a body. In a body, we're going to give the padding and the margin 0. Because this heading and paragraph, everyone has their own padding and margin, so we're giving the margin and padding to the 0. Now it's shifted a little bit, so now we're gonna add it a background color. We're gonna give you a background color gray. So let's add a f4 f4 f4, so it'll give you a little gray color, right? I'm gonna move this a little bit here now, so we're gonna see what's going on here when I save it, because I'm using a live server. So let's add a container now. So in a container, let's give a width of 80%, and let's move to the middle everything. So margin would be auto. So it's shifted, accept that, because we need an image here. So image has to be go from the here from this browser itself. So after this, let's do a overflow to hidden. Okay, now all the overflow is going to be a hidden. So let's write a header here. Let's give a background color. So header background color is going to be black. And the front color is going to be a white. All right, the header is ready. Now we are going to nav. Okay, on index.html, I wrote a nav bar. So let's write the nav. It should be a nav. I mistakenly write a nav bar. Also in the contact and also in the about. All right, so everything is changed. So let's close all the file except this. So on the nav itself, I'm gonna give a background color red. Background, let's give a color red. So the red color will be has ff. I think it's ff4444. Yes. So let's give you a little like red color. And after this, what I need is on the nav list. I don't need this dot list here. So in the nav list style, we can do none. So it will remove that dot sign. All right. So it has to be, the display has to be inline 2 instead of giving that horizon vertically. All right, so this is done, and we also remove the blue color, which is we have in our hyperlink. So we'll remove that color. So what text decoration. So this will remove that border first. Text decoration none, and we have to remove the color. So we make the color as a white. So the white color is F4, 6. All right. So we also need a padding a little bit because it's too tight there. So what we do is we do a nav dot. I think we need the padding on the li. So nav dot li. So we do a right padding. Sorry, padding right. So let's give a padding right to 15%. Sorry, pixel. So it's moved a little bit, but it's also moving from the front. So on the UL side, we'll give a padding 0. Okay, now it looks much better. So now after this, we're in a main side here. So in the main itself, what we do is on the main is a ID. So on the main ID, we will give a background color. Sorry, background image. So we do a background, and we put some URL function here where we get put our URL, and we are pointing to the home.jpg here. So sorry, dot dot. Sorry, we need a code here. So dot dot slash. We have to go to the assets, and inside the asset, it has a home. Now you okay. Now we will see the picture here. This is the home. Yeah. So we'll see a nice little picture in the back, but it doesn't look that quite well. So what we do is we give a min height. So we have to provide the height for that image, so it will become a big. So it is here. It will shows the gap here. So what we do is because of the overflow, so we will make as overflow as hidden. So whatever the overflow, it's all going to be hide, which is okay. So all the overflow is hidden, which is nice little, but it's not that responsive now. So what we do to make a responsive is we'll do background size. We'll give a background size to 100% and 100%, 100% and 100%. All right, so now the background size is going to be 100% and 100%. Now it's going to you can resize the image. And after this, we also gonna we have there text, so we're gonna make the text align is center. Make that center first. So text align is center. And after this, we can also do a background position to center. We'll make that in center. All right. So after this, the image is good. We don't have to do no repeat stuff like that. So it's nice. So after this, we can do main and adds 3. Sorry, it's a paragraph, I believe. It's a paragraph we added there. So in a paragraph, we're gonna do a font size. Make this 33 pixels. So this became big. Now we added a color here. We added a white. So after it's became white, and we put it down a little bit down. So we added a padding. We're adding a padding top. Let's add a 15 pixel. So it's coming at more than 15 pixel. So let's add a padding top is 120. Okay. So now it's became as a middle here. So in a previous video, I think I put the text a little bit longer, but you guys can cut it out and put it in smaller here. So after this, we are doing this on the section part. So on the section part, what we do is, what's the ID of the section? Did we provide any ID? So let's go in index.html. No, we provide the first home ID. So we'll just copy this section and we give ID here. So in the first home section ID, what we do is we give it a width. DTS width is 70%. Okay. So after the width is 70%, we put a float left. it's already in left, but make the float left because we need a category on the right. So we shifted here as a float left, and we also give the padding right to 40 pixel because it has a lot of like padding here. So we also give a padding a little bit. It is stuck here, so we also provide make a little bit here. Okay, so padding right is good. So after this, what we do is we go to the aside part, and in the aside part, let's make the width to 30%. Okay, so let's make a float to right, which already is in right here. So after this, just make it. Let's close this. We don't need. We can only write CSS here. So after this, let's aside a because we also remove the same thing with the link here. So is it aside? Sorry, I added aside as an ID here. So is it aside is an ID? So we just go and check it one more time. Is it? Oh no, it's not. So we'll create the ID here. We forgot the ID to create the aside. So I'll just copy this aside, and I'm in index.html. Okay, so aside is here. So an aside with its foot and its float is here. All right, it happens. Yeah, it is all right. So it's going to down here. It's because of we don't use a border box sizing. I think box sizing on the our first home. If we use here the box sizing is a border box, then it will move it now. Okay, so we have to also remove this guy here. So we are in a text decoration, none, and we also remove the aside that dot sign, which is an li as a list style, right? Which is going to be none. Okay, so we also provide a background color on here. Oh, forgot to put a background color. So background color is going to be black. So all right, and we also make this everything the color is going to be a white. So on this aside, let's make it the color is equal to white. Okay, and also the color of the list is going to be a white. Sorry, this is forgot. Okay, so far we are here now. So, but it's the line height is very like close here. So what we do is we make a line height here. Line height is equal to 1.6 em. Okay, now it's much better. And why this the container is not working here? So let's go to check. Oh, SI does not have any container. Oh, okay. No, we need to add a container to SI here too. So that's why it will move a little bit here. So what we do is we copy this and close this. We copy that and we make a div dot container and inside we paste it. Now it moved a little bit. All right. So now this is looks a little better. All right. So now only things we need to add is an footer. So when you go inside the footer, so the footer, so footer has already a container, but we have to add the background color, which is going to be black. So 212121. So okay, footer is when we footer is here, but we have to make the all other color is white. So FFFFF. So it's going to be a white, but the text, sorry, white. I think the text is not going to be in center, so we do text align. But isn't the footer and paragraph? Yes, I don't. Okay, so let's do a text align. Okay, the text is going to be in center. All right. So the home.html is ready. Now we need to we need to fix some CSS in the about us and contact us page. In the about us page, let's add some CSS. So in the category part, I forgot to add the ID here. So let's add the ID on S side. So let's go to S side and about us HTML, and let's add some ID here. So when I add the ID, it became like this. So we need some padding, and we need some padding here. So we have in container. So what we do is we copy this and we make a div and give a class called container, and in the container inside we add a category, so it will give you like this. Okay, so after this, on about we also need to add a background image. So in the about is a ID. So in the about ID we are adding some background image. Basically it's going to be as exactly like the same like before we added on the main. So I'll just copy this main and put in the about. Okay, this is an about, but we don't want this. We want about. Okay, about, but we want to make this little smaller. So make it as 200 pixel. So it will go a little bit small. Okay, so about our space is also ready. So when we go in contact form, so we'll make in contact form now. So in a contact form, open the contact page. So delete everything, contact.html. And what we're gonna do is on a category, we're gonna add a ID, exactly the same thing, as site, and it will give you the nice little here. So after this we added a container here, so copy this and div div.container and we'll put it here. So now you will see the little padding here, which is really nice, exactly the same thing like we did in other. So now we need a picture here for contact, so we have an ID, so we just get that ID and we'll put that as con contact. So I'll put content. So on the contact ID, we do exactly the same thing. Just copy this and put it here. And I have already a picture in the asset folder for contact and the contact contact the JPEG. I think it's PNG folder, so PNG. So when I save it, so I have a contact. So the only thing we need to fix is a form. So we don't have a good looking form here. So we will make the good looking form here. So what we do is on CSS we go to the form. So it's affecting all the forms, but we have only one form in a video in this project, so it's only affecting on this. So we make the width is 70% and the other is going to be, and this guy is going to be 30%. So let's go in contact first. I just want to check what is in contact. Let me see. This is a form. Oh, it's using a first section home. Okay, so we don't need to add a 70% here because it's already doing that stuff already. So what we do is we just need to change an input. So we just go in input and make a input the width. All the input width is going to be 100%. So when you with 100%, it's going to be really huge here, which is nice. And after this input, we need also the height of this input. The height of the input, let's do a 20 pixel. Okay, now a little bit bigger. So let's make some margin here. So when I do a margin here, 10% and 0 and 10%, 0, and this is going to be effect on the top side, right, bottom and the left side of this margin. So we're going to do a top and the bottom. Top and bottom is going to be a 50 like 10% margin because we want some space here. So that's why. So we make an email, the name is bigger, capital letter here. All right, so now it's good. So after the input, well, we are also changing something on the label. So the label, so label is a name, email, and message, stuff like that. So we're gonna change the label as a font width, bold. We're gonna make it bigger. And after the font size, we can also change the font size here. So font size is going to be 18%. Okay, now the font is also really big, huge. So which is nice. So after this, after this, we can also change this to text area. Make it the text area width also 100%. Okay, so after 100%, it looks really nice. All right, so but I think it also needs a little margin here and padding and stuff like that. So we'll just copy this and put it here. Let's let it go. Okay, now it looks nice. All right. So after this, what happened here? We should work. Yeah, okay. So it looks nice here. So after this, let's go to the button. So we also need to change the button. So button is going to be our input. We get the button by the selector like input, type, submit, right? Yeah, the input type is a button for submit. So what we do here is we make a height, make a little bit more height, like that. Let's add to the 30%. Okay, I think the input type S is capital. Did I select something? I think I select right. So when I go in contact form, let's see the contact form again. Submit. Okay, let's make a background color. Yeah, it's affecting the background color. It's selecting. So I was like a little surprised before. Why is it not selecting? You can also directly write a blue and white like this, or you can also write the color in a hexadecimal, uh, or 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 that or any color, right? All right. So after this, the blue color is very bad. So what I do is uh, I go to Bootstrap. Bootstrap is a framework, but Bootstrap has a really nice colors here. So what are the Bootstrap color? And when you go to color utilities here, then you guys can pick a color, which one color you want, right? And you can use this color. And you guys can also use this color picker in your Chrome browser, and you can pick the color from directly like this, and you will get a color. So now I'm using a blue, so I'm using this color, and this color is already copied, and I just need to do a paste, and it looks really nice now, better than this. Oh, sorry. Yeah, here. Okay, so this is all done here, but it's not working for a media. I think it's not working for a mobile one. When you shrink down, then it's not going on the bottom here. So what we do is we'll make this at the bottom here after when is like certain pixel hits, right? So for that one, we use a media query. So we just do a media here, media, by using add sign. I forgot the add sign. Okay, so let's add a max width. So max width is 480 pixels. So if the max width is a 480 pixel, then this rule is going to apply on that. So the first thing for the rule is this guy, and right, and that guy is we have. Give me 1 second. What is the ID of that guy? This one, first section home. So I'll just copy that ID, first section home, and make that to the 100%. Make that width to the 100% because we made that width to the 70%. So we make that width to 100%, and we'll also make the float is none. So the float is none, right? And we're gonna do a same thing to the side. Side. So now when you string down, then it will go. When you hits the certain percentage on the mobile version, it goes down. But we also need some padding here, right? So what we do is we try to make some padding here. Let's do overflow. Let's do. I don't think this will solve the problem. Yeah, we need some margin here. Margin bottom. Margin bottom. 10 pixel. Yeah, when we do a margin bottom, then it will hide it. It will give you some padding, which is really nice for mobile devices, right? So, all right, guys. So our website is ready. And if you guys have any questions, then please comment below. And please do not forget to subscribe for my channel. I'm gonna upload a more project and a more tutorial uh, on the of a web world. Thank you very much.